So the 1-2-5 guys line up. We saw former world champion Dave Thorpe having a quiet word with his 17-year-old protege, Carl Nunn, who's out there on the cat-finning Honda. But at the front, it's championship leader Kiko Chiodi on the Yamaha, the Decali Yamaha, ahead of the Italian TM of 1995 champion Alex Pouzar. And chasing through the teenage Frenchman, number 16, David Vuillemin, under pressure from the fastest man in practice, Claudio Federici on the Husqvarna. And Federici has come through, as we may have expected, into third place on the lightning fast Husky, ahead of the Supercross kid who started his season off in the USA Racing Supercross, that's Vuillemin. But at the front, it's the old rivals being closed down a bit now by Federici, who was launching the Husqvarna off some of the top of some of these hills in absolutely breathtaking fashion during training and qualifying. And then they go up the main hill, the front three, and it's an Italian benefit with Paul Malin, the British red-hot favourite, sidelined by broken bones in his foot, and former world champion Bob Moore out with an injury after a big get-off in practice. Here's Vuillemin, won a US Supercross round in the early stages of this year, having gone across to race Supercross in the States. That's where he wants to be next year. And this is the eternal kid, 30-year-old Michele Fanton, Italian warhorse who loves racing these 1-2-5s. Brian Jorgensen, cat-finning Honda, and his teammate Carl Nunn. Jorgensen and Nunn in a good position here in this race, 6th and 7th in the race. There's Bob Moore sadly watching, sidelined for the day. Watching his teammate there, Eric Carmalengo on the other Magic Mike Yamaha, neck and neck with the tiny little Swiss rider Philippe Dupasquier on the Oxbow Kawasaki. And here's Pouzar, and Pouzar building up to an attempted pass there, but instead it all went a bit horribly wrong. In fact, having jammed his foot underneath the footrest there, Pouzar, you see him glancing down to the left side of the bike, appears to have jammed the TM into second gear, and at that point his challenge is over. Chiodi, however, hangs on for the win, a split second ahead of number 25, Claudio Federici, and third place for Alex Pouzar. So little Chiodi, very happy on the right-hand side, increases his lead in the championship. The second moto, pole shot by 60-year-old Johnny Aubert on the Kawasaki, little Frenchman. He is the nephew of the great Jean-Jacques Bruneau, who is here keeping an eye on the kid. We'll be absolutely delighted, JJ, to see, someone unintentionally turning right at the bottom of that hill and piling up a fair few riders there. How unkind. 30,000 people packing this steep, chalky valley as Federici leads. Second place, Chiodi. Now, can Chiodi repeat the dose he dished out in the first race? Pouzar comes through to third place, drops down the hill, cuts off the nose of young Johnny Aubert. Rather a difference in experience. There's 16-year-old versus the 28. Chiodi riding remarkably well. He cracked the scaphoid in his left wrist during practice the previous Saturday, and he's taken the lead. He had pain-killing injections this morning to make sure that he could race in some comfort, and they certainly seem to have worked, because he's beginning to extend the lead now over the factory Husqvarna, which is coming under pressure from another Italian-built bike, the TM of Alexandro Pouzar. Chiodi in comfortable control. They're glancing up to his left to check the whereabouts of his rivals, and it's Pouzar who comes through in second place. Pouzar in second place, as indeed he is in the championship. But he won't be happy about staying second. That means a 30-second gap will have opened up, and this is the battle for fourth place. Michele Fanton, 30-year-old Michele Fanton, holding off 18-year-old, beg his pardon, David Vuillemin, number 16, on the Yamaha. But it's 24-year-old Kiko Chiodi, may be turning the tables on Pouzar. Lost the championship to him by a whisker in 1995, but wins this race and opens up a 30-point gap at the top of the table for 1997. Chiodi, Pouzar, Federici, Frederic Vial, Machaut and Michele Fanton up into 6th place in the championship after that fine ride. So the next kick will take place, the 125, the 250s and the 500, Wednesday, June the 11th. Join us then. We hope you've enjoyed this particular issue from a frantic Foxhill Motor Park, Swindon, in the west of England. Join us there next year as well.